Hey, it's Treladero. Was watching a Warhammer video today, and I noticed that the items have new traits. So I fired up Vlad, and we're gonna take a look at the new items traits. Okay, starting at the top. So this is a new item. That's from an older update. They didn't change any of this stuff yet, so it's no big deal. But Armor of Destiny has armor, ward save, and physical resistance now. It used to only have, I think, ward save and physical resistance, but now there's a bit of armor on it too. Trickster's Helm has armor, ward save, melee defense, and barrier hit points. That's kind of cool. 100 barrier is not a lot, but it can make the difference in avoiding a bit of damage. And if you do avoid damage, it'll come back. Maybe they've changed the recharge time, I'm not sure. Gambler's Armor has armor and ward save. That's pretty cool. It kind of makes it in line with the other one. Same with this Armor of Fortune. Armor, ward save, and physical resistance. Helm of Discord gives you armor now too, on top of the Discord ability. That's cool. Charm Shield. I don't know if this is different, but it has melee defense plus 7 and the Charm Shield, which the damage resistance is really nice, but it's only 17 seconds. Dragon Helm, armor and fire resistance. Okay. Used to be just fire resistance, I think. So it looks like all armor gives some armor now. Glittering Scales, armor, melee defense, and Glittering Scales ability. That's cool. Spell Shield has melee defense as well, on top of the spell resistance. Shield of Batalos hasn't changed, it's just missile resistance. Okay. Blood Drinker needs no introduction. I also have the Death Singer and the Doom Singer. I haven't put these on anyone yet because I just don't really care about getting the trait, but I do have them. Executioner's Axe has an ability now, so takes your melee attack down, enables sundering attacks and weapon strength. So those were the same. But Executor, you'll execute units in combat below a 20% hit points threshold. So I wonder if that works on heroes. That would actually be really good. I should put the Executioner's Axes on my heroes in this army. Obsidian Blade used to just be armor piercing damage. Now it has a bit of weapon strength, which will also boost the armor piercing damage. That's cool. Tormentor Sword. Oh wow, it buffed itself. Effect duration for Tormentor Sword plus 50%. So it goes up by 4.5 seconds. So that'd be 13.5 seconds. So probably 13. Closer to 14 because it'll activate on 0. Causes fear. I don't think it did that before. Okay, now I'm worried. Brass Cleaver. I really like the item. I hope they haven't changed it too much. Melee attack plus 6. Weapon strength plus 10. Oh, nice. Brass Cleaver ability still hasn't changed. Sweet. So now it's even more effective. Fencer's Blade's got a buff. Used to be 6 attack and defense. Now it's 10 and 10. That's really good. Ogre Blade is up to 25% damage, and it's only a green item. On your dragon mounts or your Strigoi, that would be a pretty good item. Sword of Bloodshed has 12 melee attack now. Huge buff. Weapon strength of 6 and charge bonus 20. That's not too bad. Sword of Strife is just a lesser version of it. No, it's less attack for more strength and charge bonus. Okay. Giant Blade, weapon strength and bonus versus infantry plus 10. Scab's Wrath. This hasn't changed. This is kind of a lame ability. Just doesn't do any armor piercing damage, so it's pretty cheap. Sword of Anti-Heroes. Attack and magical attacks. This ability hasn't changed. 40 seconds. That's actually a really long time for an active ability. Berserker Sword has charge bonus on it now. I think it used to just be weapon strength. Biting Blade is like a lesser obsidian blade. Gold Sigil Sword gives speed on top of melee attack. Okay. Relic Sword enables magical attacks, weapon strength, and armor piercing damage. The magical attacks would be good early game. Shrieking Blade is the same, hasn't changed. I don't think it's that great of an item. Sword of Battle is like a lesser Fencer's Blade, 6 attack, 6 defense. Sword of Swift Slang is attack with armor-piercing damage. Warrior Bane has melee defense and the Warrior Bane ability. Sword of Might is just weapon strength. Okay, so that's it for weapons. I'm just going to take a sip before I continue to talk. So let's check out talismans. 18%, they got a buff. It used to be 16%. That's sweet. Talisman of Endurance is 8%, but it has battle healing cap. So these guys, it actually works really well with the Strigoi, because when you put them on a Terrorgeist mount, they actually have a lot of hit points, like up to 13,000 hit points. So this just means they can regenerate and heal more in a battle. And they can get lots of resistances too, making them very tanky against missiles. Obsidian Lodestone has barrier hit points on top of the spell resistance. 350 barriers, actually not too bad. If you put it on a wizard or something like that that was flying around, then they could avoid some damage and then go and regenerate. Dawnstone is now barrier hit points. It's not physical resistance anymore, which is... I don't know which would be better. I guess it depends on how often you get hit. If you only get hit once every while, the barrier is good. But if you get hit a lot, then the physical resistance is better. Luckstone is physical resistance now. They used to be the same type of item, so I think that's why they changed that to barrier. 10% physical resistance isn't too bad, but it can be negated by magical attacks. Opal Amulet has melee defense on top of the Opal Amulet ability. It's still the same, 20% damage resistance for 22 seconds. Pigeon Plucker Pendant, say that fast 3 times. Has armor and melee defense now on top of the debuff on flying units. Dragonbane Gem is the same, 35% fire resistance. Might have gone up, but I think that's the same. Talisman of Protection is 5 ward save, that's the same. There's a couple of other legendary items. Cascade of Sorcery doesn't really do anything special. Blood Chalice is amazing. Mad's Map. Appearing in a random region might be interesting if you're a horde faction, but when you're trying to conquer territory, you want to be able to conquer territory. Other Trickster's Shard. Oh, this is way different. Okay, check this out. So physical resistance, missile resistance, spell resistance, flame resistance, and damage resistance. Minus 20% in a 55-meter range. Now that won't go below 0, but this is actually really strong against enemy lords and heroes, because lords and heroes typically have resistances, so you'll be able to drop those. I know there was a couple other ways of doing it, like the dwarf runesmith was able to reduce missile resistance and magical resistance in an area, so that's really cool. Alright, and the barrier hit points is just the icing on the cake. That's cool. That's a very interesting item. Crown of Command is garbage still. Like, unbreakable for 30 seconds. Who cares? Leadership Aura Size, that might be good if you're commanding a blob of units, but not a very good item. Potion of Healing. The heals last for 33 seconds. That seems like a huge buff. I don't think it was that long before. I think it was like 23 seconds. And the battle healing cap is 15% more too. So anyone that has a potion of healing can heal more. That's really cool. Rod of Flaming Death. Flaming attacks, base weapon damage, plus 25, and the fire resistance plus Fireball. Fireball is a terrible spell. Like, it says 500 damage, but because it's not 100% armor piercing, it won't do a lot of damage to single entities, but you might get a lot of kills on a infantry unit, depending on the angle. So not that good. Spotter's Spyglass, this is different. Ambush defense chance and the spotter ability. Oh, forest spotting. So you can see people hiding in the woods with this. This would be good if you were playing in areas where there's a lot of trees. Like, Lustria used to be really bad for trees. This item might help you out with that because you can spot the enemies in the woods. It's only a 50-meter range, but yeah, I don't know. Terrifying Mask of E, it's the same thing, so no big deal. Featherfoe Torque. Affects flying units. Yeah, that's a pretty sizable debuff. Minus 10 melee defense and minus 15 armor. Just gives you the speed and the charge bonus just to make it a little bit better. Potion of Foolhardiness has an innate charge bonus on it. And then this will just enhance it. Potion of Strength increases your strength on top of being drinkable. Potion of Toughness has armor on top of being a potion. That's one thing. Potion of Toughness does have the armor and melee defense, but you don't really necessarily need that. Potion of Healing is probably better. Ruby Ring of Ruin, again, fireballs are terrible, but if you need flaming attacks on someone, like someone with regeneration, then it might be really good. Okay, arcane items. So let me take a second to rest my voice. Just really quick, do these have different things on them? These seem to be the same, which is too bad because they could use a rework too. Okay, so Book of Asher used to just be Winds of Magic Power Reserve capacity, but now it has targeting range for spells. That's really cool because if you want to heal a group of units that's far away, that helps with that. Black Periapt. Spell intensity goes up. Yeah, you can get power reserves. It's 0.2 per second, so you get like 4.5 magic a cast, but it's not that big of a deal. Channeling Staff, this is the same. Reduces cooldowns and has the cooldown reduction to all spells. Forbidden Rod has spell intensity now. Does damage to yourself, so it's not that great. Staff of Damnation. Reduces vigor loss reduction, physical resistance, and good, they haven't changed this ability. I love this ability so much. 40 attack for 25 seconds. 3 times a battle. It really helps you overcome either Lord or Hero defenses or just smash through tough infantry. Makes even like the worst units really good. Like bats and skeletons, they use Staff of Damnation on them and they're really good. Trickster's Shard. Winds of Magic cost for all enemy spells. That's not that much. It's not that big of a deal. I find it's kind of hard to predict when the AI will cast spells, so using this is not that big of a deal. Book of Archon. What's this do? 4 uses, melee attack plus 24. Oh, it's a Dance Macabre, but you can use it 4 times. It only affects 1 unit though, so not that good. Scepter of Stability. Has innate spell resistance on top of the spell resistance you give yourself. That's pretty cool. But I wouldn't really equip that item. Scroll of Lycos has speed now. I don't know if it did before, but being invisible for 36 seconds, it's not really going to make that much of a difference. Scroll of Power decreases cooldowns by 60 seconds once a battle. No big deal. Wand of Jet gives you magic reserves capacity. That is pretty cool. If you have a lot of these, you can get lots of extra magic. Oh wow, this lasts for 57 seconds. So you get extra power recharge for almost a minute. That's actually not too bad. Earthing Rod, power reserve plus 2 per turn. That's pretty cool. Miscast chance once a turn, or once a battle. Not that big of a deal. Power Stone, Winds of Magic Reserve power capacity is good. Only 1 use of battle, again, not that big of a deal. But if you had a lot of them, you could get more reserves. Scroll of Blast has targeting range for all spells, so you can use this, but you'll still get that targeting range. Not that big of a deal. Scroll of Leeching. It's a hex, so hexes aren't that big of a deal. And then Scroll of Shielding, physical resistance. So that's it for all the items that I have. I don't know if there's any new items that are in the game now. I'm pretty sure that you can use your blues to get purples now, but I'm probably not going to do that because I like the items that I have. Sometimes even the green ones are good, like the, what's it called? brass cleaver. Like, that's very useful to a lot of armies. But yeah, so that's it for the new traits. There's probably different items across the board depending on which faction you play. This is the items for the vampires, but other factions will have different items. And yeah, so anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching.